I know that goodbye mean nothing at all. Come back and make me catch her every time she falls.
I thought it was call.
Yeah. I don't know. Calls. Balls.
All right, we're going to get into this episode. Welcome to another episode of the Whiskey House Pub House, and welcome to the second episode in the month of September, Bourbon Heritage Month.
Hooray.
Hooray. Today with me is Nick, who has been on the podcast before.
Hi.
And we are absent our normalese.
But we have the mascot. We got Butters.
We got Butters the mascot.
So that's good.
It's been a little bit. I
Yes.
can't even remember when the last episode that you were on was.
We were in New Prague.
I know, but that wasn't the bourbon trials, was it?
No, that was Scotch, I think.
No, those never aired.
Oh yeah. No, that didn't make it.
It didn't make the
cut.
Yeah, about that. There was a lot of issues.
That was quite the extended podcast session, and it fell into chaos pretty quickly.
It was, and it did, definitely did. But how's it going since the time? It's been a long time
since the then times. Going good, yeah, it's going good. I kind of tipped away from the mic there. I'm trying to keep the cat from eating the microphone cord.
The mascot.
But yeah, not too much has changed. Still working.
Are you? You working for the school again?
Living. No, I do not work for the school anymore.
You don't?
No, I was offered a new job at a mildly higher pay rate and 1 day less a week at work, and so I accepted.
That's good.
But yeah, I talked to my previous employer first. And they were a union. It was a union position, and so they, my not my supervisor, but the head honcho guy over there. I don't know what you would call him.
Right.
Maybe like a director sort of position. He, was like, well, can we, kind of turning to my other bosses, like, oh, can we match this offer? What can we do? I think it's like $7 more than what I was making at the time. If you know anything about the union, you get like a 20-cent pay raise every year.
Right.
So they, in order to have kept me, they would have had to basically make me a director of something.
You would have jumped the ladder quite a bit.
I would have jumped outside of the building because it would have been making a new position that wasn't union just so they could match the pay rate. And then even then, they still wouldn't have been able to match the schedule, which is, I work like 4/10s.
Right.
Which is sweet. Love it. It's great. But yeah, so then I left because, bigger, better things.
Yep. Doing better things.
Supposedly.
Nick is doing better. That's the
bigger
baseline.
I've moved a lot, but I've always moved up. So I don't know what there's to say about that, but I guess that's a thing.
Lots of small steps, but all the small steps are up.
Yep.
Okay. Well, that's good. So we talked about it a little bit. I think we had an intro. I forget if I made room for the intro music, but we are in the month of September.
Yes.
So September has been deemed Bourbon Heritage Month. It's been that way for a little bit. I think we talked about it in our last episode. And if you listen to the last episode, you would come to the conclusion that I am in Kentucky right now.
Could be.
I might be.
This is
a lot could happen.
Who's your cell carrier?
Verizon.
Because wow, this is the most crystal clear phone call I ever.
Yeah,
heard.
I might be. I'm interviewing Nick from Kentucky.
In the same vein, I could also be anywhere. at this very moment, I'm in Austria.
Oh yeah, how's Austria?
What do they do in Austria?
I don't know. What are you doing in Austria?
I don't know. I'm just doing supposedly Austrian things.
Really?
Yeah. No, I'm not in Austria.
You know, Zach was actually in the fatherland.
Would the fatherland?
Yeah, Germany.
Is he German?
No,
Am I German?
I don't know.
Why do they call it the fatherland?
That's a German thing. I don't know.
But
It's the way Russia's the motherland.
But it's the fatherland.
Yes, but Russia's the motherland.
If you're German, I think.
No, I don't know what I don't know what the link is.
Who does Germany claim to be its children? I know they had a rocky past with that for at some time, but at this point, who do they claim?
It's like the Simpsons when they're talking. It's like, what were you doing between 1930 and 1940, whatever? We were on vacation.
I was in Venezuela.
We were on vacation. Remember that Simpsons episode?
Yes. I can't. I want to do a German accent so bad, but it won't be what I want it to be.
So Zach's actually been there with his sister and cousin Amara, who's been on the show. That wasn't German.
Nope.
Yeah.
They do say yeah though.
But they went to Germany. I think they went to Italy. You know the lake that's in Star Wars. Episode 2?
Nakoma?
No, episode 2.
No.
It's where the famous line that Anakin said, and he's like, I don't like sand, it's coarse and rough. And
where he's sitting there with Padme.
Where they get married in secret.
Yeah.
They're on a lake. That lake is in Italy.
You know, for eloping like they did, way less Elvis impersonators than you would have thought. You know? Usually when you elope, you go to Vegas, the Elvis dude is there, and you got a couple options, but in
Star Wars,
it was classy.
It's Naboo.
It was good. I liked it
for sure. Just a shame that I guess they just had the robots as witnesses. That counts.
Yeah, I'm not sure in the law there.
That brings up a good point, because that means that then if those robots can be witnesses to a wedding, then they could also be used in other means in the law for trials.
Well, if they can be witnesses, then they're human beings.
Yeah, but they're not, though.
But they are.
But they don't get treated as that.
See, yeah,
there's
they should do something. There should be some sort of uprising there. There's some. If the law views it in a way that they can officiate a wedding, they can be a witness. I suppose they weren't officiating, but they were witnesses to it. I think that means that they have the same legal power. Right?
Well, unless we found the loophole in the marriage and they were never officially married.
Like if I was on Naboo and I brought my dog, could I get married?
Apparently.
Maybe it's just a Naboo thing.
Well, the robots, or the droids were always treated poorly in the Empire. So maybe it was just like a pre and post Empire scenario.
Yeah.
Or like droids lost certain things.
Maybe it was just the droids that didn't like the separatists got rights.
I see.
Yeah. This is quite the deep cut.
The tangent. Anyways, Zach was in Germany.
Oh, good.
Went to Italy. Went to the lake.
I hope he had a good time.
Yeah, I told him to keep an eye out for any duty-free whiskeys that we can get. I don't think he got any.
Can they even?
Yeah, duty-free. Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah. I just wonder what that's... Excuse me. What the carrying it over borders is like.
Oh,
multiple European countries.
If you were going... Well...
Although I suppose they're in the European Union.
They would get it on the way back.
I'm sure they got trade law.
Well, if you put it on a check bag, it's fine, I think.
I suppose.
But I'm not 100% sure, because you need a international pass or a airplane ticket to be able to shop in the duty free.
Yeah.
So you couldn't go to Canada.
Yeah. I don't know.
Well, I guess no, you could fly to Canada, but you couldn't fly
go to Canada. Why not?
I don't know. I just said that. Anyways, we're drinking today.
If you can't tell.
This 2XO, the tribute blend, new from Dixon Denman.
It's good.
It's pretty good.
Very, very drinkable.
52% alcohol. Just starting it off. This
like
and
gateway whiskey.
Oh yeah, it is. It's super nice.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But I have the 2XO, the Oak series that also came out. The
woodier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I haven't actually seen these out yet. We just got them from Liquor Boy picked him up for me. So
Liquor Boy.
Liquor Boy.
Man.
But
yeah, I was thinking on my way home from work.
No, not Liquor Man.
No, Liquor Boy.
Yeah.
Liquor Boy, strictly. It's kind of like a Barnacle Boy situation. He'll
Yeah,
never quite.
No, he'll never outgrow it.
No. But yeah, anyway, on my way home from work, I drove by, well, it was a bar, but they also did liquor sales or something. They had a funky sign up. I was just like, looking at Dylan's collection. It's like, what do you even buy this dude? Like, if you don't know things about whiskey, it's like there's almost no point in buying Dylan something without, like, in order to surprise him. You could ask him, and you would tell people things to look for.
Well, it'd be like, I would, when it comes to that, it would be a scenario like, if I was going to get something for Liquor Boy, I would ask, or no,
his family.
If you, Nick, were getting something for Liquor Boy.
Me and Nick.
No, you, Nick.
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 Gotcha.
Yeah, comma.
Yeah.
You didn't see the comma?
I wasn't reading closely enough.
You, Nick.
Yeah.
We're trying to get a gift for Liquor Boy. You would ask me, Dylan, for suggestions. That's what you would have to do.
I task Carter.
Itasca. Carter wouldn't know.
Carter
doesn't know. No.
What was Dad? You know?
Yeah, he might.
He'd be like, yeah, I know this $500 bottle that he really wants.
No, well, see, that's the thing. It's like everyone thinks you have to spend a lot of money on it, but there's so many ones that are in the... Whiskey is expensive, don't get me wrong, but there's like a lot that are in that 100 and a little bit above that you can order online. Like right next to you is the 4-Gate example. I think you tried that a couple days ago.
I did. Yeah.
That's the first 4-Gate I got. I think it's like batch 26.
Yeah.
Really good. MGP rye, finished in French oak. Super good.
Mm-hmm.
That I actually got smoking deal on. But those are readily available. They're pricey, but you can buy them online and have them shipped to your door.
Yeah.
But you can't buy them
for it
in stores. Like
you're not.
You can't find them in Minnesota.
Trying to find secondhand resale whatever's. Well, that's kind of like my thought on it is like a lot of these like Eagle Rare and Buffalo Trace and all these just very well known whiskeys. It's kind of where the price tag comes into play. People hear about it, they tell all their friends, "Oh, this is super good. This is super good. This is super good." Then they go buy it, and they tell all their friends. And then everybody's hounding after these like 2 bottles.
Yeah.
And then that's what drives the price up. I mean, market, MSRP still, is very reasonable, but
the problem is that
availability.
That gets thrown out the window once it hits retail shelves.
It doesn't
supply
and demand, baby. Capitalism.
Yeah. It's like a speed limit. It's a suggestion, not a enforcement.
35, try 80.
Yeah.
See if you can make that corner.
Well, I told you, Liquor Boy and I went out to Wisconsin last Thursday, and we went to Driftless Glen Distillery because, how do I work this in? We spoiler alert, we didn't go to Kentucky. The whole time we were talking about going to Kentucky, never went to Kentucky. I'm not in Kentucky right now.
Where are you right now?
I am in the basement.
Oh, you're right there.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, this is an extreme disappointment.
No, it is. It is an extreme disappointment for myself. Found out relatively recently after recording the Russell's Reserve episode, a couple days after, and Speedy Cat ran through here. One or two reasons: those guys couldn't make it work, and we had to reschedule it for probably next year, maybe. So we canceled everything, Airbnbs, all the tours we had lined up. Super sucked. But still took some time off, went to Wisconsin to a distillery that I've heard amazing things about, never been. Went to Driftless Glen. It's about 4 hours from us, from Minneapolis. And the town is like this circus established town. And there's like big money.
Like a bunch of
old
hippies that just stayed?
No, old circus types.
Old circus.
And they bought a bunch of the property and built these mansions. They're old now, but...
Did you meet a lion tamer?
No, I didn't.
Bummer.
Disappointed. Confused the hairless or the bearded lady, though, for dude. But
that'll happen these days.
yeah, you got to be careful. But but the town's pretty cool. So we showed up, wasn't planning to do a tour. Was going to just try a couple stuff and then leave. And they had an opening. We didn't see they had any tours available when we looked online. They had an opening, booked the tour. The normal tour guide wasn't there that day.
Mm-hmm.
So there was these two guys that were trading off. And we happened to get the master. Well, I shouldn't say master.
He would like to. He would like to be called master, though. He wants.
Yeah,
that.
But I also like the.
He's the master distiller
of like 6 years, but so
very experienced.
We'll just call him the head. He's the head distiller.
If he were at a McDonald's, he'd be manager.
He would.
That's what.
Well, he was.
That's the kind of guy we're talking about here.
So he was the head blender of Driftless Glen. So he did all the batching, sample tasting. He was in charge of keeping track of barrels, as well as the single barrel program. And he was the tour guide today, filling in. And we did the tour, saw the still. Still was from, it's a column still from Vendome. They used to have a pot still hybrid thing. And they were explaining that they ordered they originally put an order in for like a 6 meter still in height.
Not that tall.
Not that tall.
Yeah.
Not that
tall,
bad.
But not.
Somehow it got mixed up that when the order was placed, they started producing for a 60-foot tall still.
Oh.
Yeah. And they somehow realized before it arrived to them, and they were like, we can't fit this. And so they had to they cut out part of the ceiling, raised it, but then the city ordinance only had room for like, I don't know, that might have been 60 foot.
Did they dig down?
No. So they cut a section off
so
out of the still.
Disappointing.
I know. Cut a section out of the still and built the ceiling to the city ordinance max.
Yeah.
And called it a day. So they have like the second, according to them, it was the second highest still in the country. I'm not sure if that's fact checked, but
you know what a good story that would have been. I feel like.
Oh, yeah.
So we dug a hole in the ground.
Dug a pit.
We dropped this whole thing, big walk around pit, just so we could have the 60-foot still.
Yep.
Man.
So that was pretty sweet. And then we went to the barrel room and asked them a bunch of questions. You know, they had a couple different things. Their barrel entry proofs going in at like 117. Jeez. Cat. Speeding Gonzalez.
So fast.
He is so quick.
So fast.
But they're filling the barrels too at 115, 117, which is cool. But the guy that was doing it, he was filling it when we were on the tour, and they were filling it by weight, not by volume. So they weren't filling these 53-gallon barrels all the way. They were leaving like 3 gallons less.
Why?
He told me, and I kind of forget what the exact reason was. I believe it was something to do with the proof gallon, possibly the tax ratio. I'm not sure. That's all speculation.
Like it possibly kept them out of a certain.
It's something with the proof gallon. Yeah.
Thing.
But it was super weird. If you know, let us know.
Yeah, that's
Write
weird.
us in.
Send me a letter.
Yeah, send me a letter.
I want a letter.
Figure it out.
With like the wax stamp seal on it.
I'd respect.
Anything less, I won't accept.
What do they call those people? It's like there are people.
Cartographer.
yeah, you might be right. But they people do that for weddings.
Cartographer's a map dude. It's a map dude.
Oh, well, that's
calligraphy is
sure.
the thing I was thinking of, but it's still not right.
And you got that from Minecraft.
Calligraphy?
Yeah.
No. Cartographer, yes.
Okay.
Calligraphy is just writing with a fancy pen.
Well, that's also Minecraft.
What?
Yeah.
I haven't played Minecraft in a while.
Oh, okay.
Is that a thing now?
Oh, yeah.
Calligraphy.
Sure.
With a pen.
Yeah.
What?
100%.
Oh, okay.
So
I will accept that at face value.
Anyways, so they were super cool. Did tour, doing a bunch of finishing experiments with port and stuff. They're got a single malt in the works. The best part of the tour is at the end, we did a flight of pretty much everything they have in their standard lineup. Barrel proof single barrels for rye, bourbon, the standard offerings, whatever. Some gins that were really good. And at the end, he had kind of like, he's like, if you guys want to tease, like I could show you something you guys can't get. Like it's gone. And we're like, yes. So he went to his blending office and he was super excited. He's just like, he's gonna show off to us, essentially.
Like shaking.
Yep.
Foaming at the mouth.
Foaming at the mouth. I never get to do this. But I mean, this is like the guy that never gets to do tours, and he's the head blender. He's
and he's excited
he's
about
gonna
something.
give you some
like,
stuff.
okay, that guy's he's got something cool.
Yeah. So, because we're all geeking out, talking to him, asking questions that he knew.
Yeah.
Before, like, probably wouldn't get the same knowledgeable experience level from just a tour guide. So he comes back, and the main one that was like just stupid was he was explaining that when he took the position from the original guy, there was a bunch of things that they started just coming across that they didn't have in their inventory.
Mm-hmm.
And they stumbled across that at this point now, it's a 9.5 year rye barrel. And it's like one of the oldest ones they have. And they just found it. I don't know how old it was at the time when you discovered it, but they bottled it. 9.5 years old.
Which new distillery. So
new distillery that's old.
It's not old, but for them, it's
even
the oldest thing.
But even in rye, that's an old rye. 9.5 years, almost 10 years old. That's pretty old.
Typical, like 5 years for rye?
Yeah, there's a range because rye is one of those that develops
quickly.
So you can find ones that are like 2 years old.
That are good.
Yeah. So yeah, a lot of new distilleries, you'd see 2 to 4 years old rye.
So why let it cook for 6 or 7 if you can release it and make money?
Right. And their normal releases now, they say they're all 5 years old.
Mm-hmm.
But they do have ones that are 7 and 8. They're just waiting for the minimums to catch up, and then they're going to do a label change they were explaining. Gotcha. So their minimum's 5. So they've been around. But this one was 9.5. And it was 145 proof. So hazmat, so they call it, yeah. And their entry proof, 117. So it climbed from 117 to 145 in that 9-year span. How many bottles do you think they got from that barrel?
It's cheating because you told me, but it's not cheating because I forgot. So, 50.
They got 60. You were close.
Wow.
So your memory wasn't too bad.
Felt bad.
But they got 60.
Wow.
And a short barrel is usually around 90.
That's crazy.
That's nuts. And we got to try it. They are actually releasing that sometime in January, they said.
Cool.
So
I would have felt really dumb because I was going to say like 20.
But if you guess like
it would have been really cool and exclusive though.
Right. Well, I mean, 60 is really exclusive.
Yeah.
So that was cool. And we just kind of hunted on the way back. Didn't find anything. We did see Eagle Rare for $80 at a store. And an E.H. Taylor for $190.
Ow.
So
not great.
No. That's kind of the state of hunting right now. But
well, not in the best spot either. I hear Virginia is really good. You should go down there sometime.
What are you talking about?
For bottle hunting.
Oh, who did you hear that from?
I don't know. I just assumed because you were going down there.
We weren't going to Virginia. We were going to Kentucky.
What? And
Tennessee.
Yeah. That's what I meant. Yeah. They're so similar, Yeah,
your geographies.
Well, the V, it's just a K without a line rotated.
Gotcha.
So it's a common misconception.
Yeah.
If you ask people. I know a lot of people that mix that up.
Got that down.
Yeah. They can't work normal people jobs, but I know people who mix that up.
I don't know. Well, so I guess let's get into a theme for this episode. We got a couple options we can do. It's Bourbon Heritage Month. We got to stick to the bourbon motique.
We should talk about polo.
No,
No, kidding. Yeah, bourbon,
Yeah.
What do you got? What are you thinking?
Well, we got 2 options.
Okay.
We could do a quiz that I have found by Breaking Bourbon.
Okay.
We can test our memory and skills.
Test my knowledge.
Our knowledge on what bourbon is.
Yep.
We could also do because I am in desperate need of training, because I have been roped in to a tasting competition at the end of September by for Ace Spirits. Winner gets a E.H. Taylor Barrel Proof.
Very nice.
Yep.
Whoa,
so that's option 2. Whoa, you are king of the castle.
King of the castle.
So we can do practice for that, or you do a bourbon quiz.
Yeah.
That's kind of the options we got. And if we got extra time, we can call someone.
I'm up for either.
Well, what do you want to do?
I'd flip a coin. Dylan is reaching into his drawer to find a coin.
All right. I got a coin.
Okay.
The Glen coin.
Heads. Now you got to pick which is heads.
So we'll say the
color. I think the color's heads.
We'll do the color with
Full
Rex
color
and Daniel,
art. Yeah.
and that'll be heads. And the side that says whiskey will be tails.
Okay.
So, what is it? Heads, we do what?
I don't know. I just like heads.
All right, heads, we do quiz.
Okay.
Tails, we do a tasting.
Let's do it.
Okay.
You flip it on the ground, you're catching it. Oh, he went for the ground. So that is tails. That means that tasty taste is happening.
Okay. Now we have to figure out how we're going to do that. So we each got 3 glasses.
I can pour them. So bourbons. You want to do bourbons? What do you want to do?
Well, we're going to do all bourbons.
Okay.
The only thing I'm thinking about is if we want to do the same ones, I don't know how we do that. Oh, wait. We could do double blind.
Well, I'll just pour them and then mix them all up, and then nobody knows. Then it's truly, truly blind.
If we find a marker.
Butters, could pour these whiskeys.
No, we could do double blind, where you can mark them, and then
this feels like something we should have figured out beforehand, possibly.
Well, we could pause it and we can figure it out. Let's pause it and figure it out.
Let's do that.
All right, we figured it out. Nick's going to be pouring for each of us 3 samples. We're going to do all bourbon, straight, unfinished bourbon is the criteria that he has. Other than that, he's going to be able to go throughout my whole collection here and select 3 options that I'm going to try to identify. So I'm going to leave. We're going to give it to him, and we're going to come back, and we're going to have our whiskeys picked. And we're back. Nick has poured the 3 samples.
Yes.
And we're going to play a game.
Do you want to know the options? Or do
No.
you just want to go you want to go blind?
So the way the competition's going to work is I'm supposed to guess the state, the proof, the second highest mash bill, and then also a bottle guess. I don't think you're going to know those.
Okay, I know the states.
Okay.
And
do you know the proofs?
I do. I took pictures.
Ooh, okay.
I tried to plan ahead a little bit here. There's only one I don't know the state. I could find out though. I could pop into the super special secret room. Someone's got his notepad and his pen out.
Yep, because I'm going to need this.
Not a calligraphy pen.
Not.
He don't know how to do that.
Oh.
Yeah, well, I could give you. You can guess the proof.
All right, so I can guess the proof.
And the state for 2 of them. I'll tell you if it's right or not.
All right, I'm gonna nose 1 to 3. That's what we're gonna do. So you can follow along, Nick. We're gonna nose 1 through 3, and then after the nose, then we'll go do a taste.
Okay.
You have to swirl. I'm also supposed to know the age on this. I'm not sure.
You are?
Well, I'm supposed to guess the age. It's gonna be over or under, and it's gonna be 7 years. So if it's over 7 years, you say over. If it's under
like the
7,
Price is Right rules.
Yeah, the closer you get, the more points you get.
Ooh, I don't know if I have the age. Can't see.
That was nail polishy.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I could see that. I burned my nose out.
Yep.
I got 2 in there.
Flew too close to the sun.
One of my nostrils is plugged.
Okay.
Though,
all right. So 2 is. So 1's very. Other than the nail polishy, it seems very typical.
Not anything real special.
2 is giving off more character by far.
Oh yeah.
This would.
It's like fruity almost.
So this one's got more of a corn note to it.
It's sweet. Yeah.
Corn. Young. Based off the nose. I'm smelling a lot of corn. I'm assuming it's younger. Vanilla.
Yeah, kind of like a caramel.
Yeah. Not bad.
Now, number 3.
All right. 3. I'm going to go.
Smell that. Ooh.
It's also young smelling, but not as. It's got more pepper on the nose.
Young. Dumb. Broke.
I mean, off the nose, the first one might be from Kentucky. It's got that similar smell.
Which one? Number 2?
Number 1.
Number 1.
Maybe.
All things are possible.
Yep. These other ones are very young.
The last 2 were young.
Last 2 were young.
Gotcha.
I'm gonna go from 3, 2, 1
Taste
on the nose again, and go. I'm gonna run through them again and see
backwards.
if I. Yep, backwards.
Thorough. Sneak up behind the smells.
I mean, they all just smell corny so far.
I just love that in between each smell, Dylan, he takes a breath like a swimmer, like an Olympic swimmer takes a breath. They stick their head out of the water. Like that's Dylan coming off of the nose of this whiskey.
Two's got more of the corn pudding like smell to it.
Corn pudding.
Yeah, corn pudding.
Mash.
Pudding. All right, I'm gonna smell one more time. Ooh. Oh, okay.
Ooh.
This time it has a bubblegum note to it.
The truth is revealed.
It has more bubblegum sweetness from it. The ethanol has subsided.
Yeah, I could see that.
I was smelling more spice on it. So I have a guess off of the nose of what it could be already.
Do you want to throw it out there? Or do you want
I'll throw it out there. That's not my final guess,
Okay.
but on the nose of
for
one,
funsies?
it's smelling like a Buffalo Trace product.
Yeah.
The rye aspect of it doesn't remind me of an Eagle Rare or the Buffalo Trace. Mash Bill 2 Buffalo Trace Buffalo Trace's Mash Bill 2 is a high rye, which is most commonly going to be Blanton's, Ancient Age, Elmer T. Lee, Rock Hill Farms. I don't have those except for the Blanton's aspect of it.
Definitely entitled to that opinion.
Yes.
You're allowed to have that. That is okay. Should we taste them?
Yep.
Do it. 1 to 3?
1 to 3.
Okay.
I'm still sticking with Buffalo Trace as a distillery. It doesn't taste Heaven Hill. Doesn't taste Jim Beamy. Those all have a nuttiness to it. They're different nuttinesses, but the Heaven Hill Mash Bill and the Jim Beam all have a peanuttiness to it, but in different ways.
It's because they're processed in a factory,
Yeah.
including tree nuts.
That was the initial taste. I'm going to taste it again. Yeah, I'm sticking with Buffalo Trace as the distillery.
Okay.
It doesn't drink hot enough to be Stag Junior. I don't feel like it is.
Let's move on to the next one.
I'm just trying to.
Yeah. Just curious. Curious what your thoughts.
The proof feels like it's under 100 or just at there, which would be 46 and a half is Blanton's. So, all right, I'm going to go to 2.
Alrighty.
All right, yeah,
Sweet.
super corny.
Dylan is looking befuddled right about now.
I am befuddled. It is. I don't think it's from Kentucky. The only guess I have in my head right now is, but those are high proof, is Iron Root Republic. But that one is like 115. It does drink a little hot, actually. Hang on.
No, it's hot. You can feel it evaporate.
That actually is pretty hot. That's hotter than 1.
1 just dulled your senses.
Iron Root. I'm going to put 115 proof question mark. That would be under 7, definitely. I mean, it tastes super young. Texas question mark.
Wish I could see it. Age statement. That thing.
It'll be on the back of the label if they have it.
There's your problem.
All right, I'm gonna go to 3. I'm gonna sip some water.
I left my water right there.
You can go get it.
Ah,
Water.
crisp, refreshing. But Tell you what, if you can tell me what beer this is by the statement on the can, then you win bonus points. It's the beer ... refreshing.
Ooh,
So
mysterious.
leave you with that from the land of sky blue waters, also known as Minnesota. At one point, I had a moment of fear. I thought that this wasn't mine. This is just one that was sitting there.
Like a
I'm
real
just,
old
finishing
one?
it off.
No.
I just had a moment where I was like, what if there were chunks in this bad boy? That would have sucked.
Oh my. 3 is also young. I don't know what distillery it is and what state.
Ooh, that's just watery after drinking the other two.
Yeah.
Now's the time I tell you I watered down one of them severely.
I'm going to
I
guess that's in the 90s. I'm going to guess 45.
Percent.
Yeah, so what is that, 90 proof?
45%.
I need to guess proof. So I'm going to guess 90.
Well, 50 is 100.
Yeah, so
Sorry,
I'm going to say 45%.
I didn't silent my phone.
Silence that thing.
My bad. Talking about my fantasy football league.
Yeah.
I'm such an expert.
Wow.
Yeah, I didn't know how to do the whole bench. I've never played before. My first time. I answered because there was a prize involved. And I got demolished.
For the first game?
The first game was really, really bad. Guy I'm facing, 125 points. Me, 96. Ow. So, anywho, that little side note.
Could it be crafty? I'm trying to decide if it's a big distillery.
Crafty. Could be.
I don't really have a guess for this third one. I'm going to guess for a state, I'm going to guess Indiana.
Indiana.
Distillery, I'm going to guess MGP.
That last one is quite the dusty bottle. But don't let it fool you about what's inside.
You shouldn't have gave me that hint because now I have
it. Get it?
No, I didn't. But I'm going to
Brewed by Creole Williams.
I'm going to say it is a Pinhook 4-year.
The heck is Pinhook?
I hope you're gaslighting me and you're not like giving away answers.
Who's to say?
I'm gonna say Pinhook 4-year.
Interesting.
I think it's actually higher than 40 or 90, but I'm gonna say, what would that be? That would be 93.5. I'm gonna guess 95. All right, so Pinhook 4-year, under 7 years, MGP Indiana. We're not going to know the mash bill because Nick didn't have time to research that. We're not going to. Yeah, it's not his fault.
I grabbed 3 off the shelf. So,
right. So I'm going to lock that in for 3 maybe after I just had a smidge left, and then I got 2 and 1. Don't tell me yet.
No. Once you're locked in, we'll go 1 to 3. I'll tell you. Tell me what you thought, and I'll tell you what it is.
Because it tastes like a young MGP. So even if I don't get the bottle guess right, I'll still get some points if it is in fact MGP.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I just finished off. I don't have any more. I feel decently good about that.
Okay. I don't know if you should be, but
I don't know if I probably
maybe you should be.
I'm gonna be wrong.
Maybe it could be good.
Yeah, I'm gonna be wrong.
It could be really good.
All right, I'm gonna
go
back to 2.
No, okay.
I don't have any more.
You're not locking them in yet.
No,
you locked in
3's
3.
locked in. Yeah.
Now you're back to 2.
I'm going back to 2.
Okay.
2 smells better. It's actually got like a not a caramel, a butterscotch note to it. It's got a butterscotch note on the nose now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, what could this be? They smell so familiar. At least the first 2 do. I'm pretty confident about one being a Buffalo Trace. Like I'm 80% confident on the Buffalo Trace. I'm not sure on the bottle guess yet. But this is 2 still. So 2, I was guessing it's Iron Root. Off the nose, I'm just not sure. It's super corn forward, butterscotch. Very pleasant. If you like those. I'm going to taste it again.
Dylan, I have breaking news.
I got to stick to that.
Sorry to interrupt this whole thing, but I have breaking news. Did you know that in August, probably slipped right under your nose? You had no idea.
What?
You were sleeping at night, safe and sound. You had no idea that incandescent light bulbs are, for the most part, since August, banned in the United States.
I thought they've been getting rid of those for a while.
Banned, Dylan. This hit us all like a bus. None of us saw this coming. Who would have known? But thankfully, this man here, Kevin, I have issues with his last name. Just the spelling. Smynd. S-Z-M-Y-D. Smynd. S-Z-M-Y-D. He spent, I thought he spent more money. He spent $1,700 on a lifetime supply of incandescent bulbs. Said he wouldn't have to live his life without them.
That's good.
So
I'm happy for him.
You all know where to go.
I mean,
get your light bulbs. Go show up at Kevin Smith's house.
It's like the toilet paper all over again.
He's got them all. He's the one. Go get him. Kidding. Don't do that. That'd be rude. Okay. 2.
All right. 2, my guess is don't tell me yet. I'm still, but these are the ones I locked in.
I just wanted to know what you thought.
Iron Root, Texas, 115, under 7. We'll go over them as before Nick reveals.
Foolish choice, but
probably. I mean, it could be like an off-profile Texas, which would be like Iron Root.
I dug for some of these.
I know. Like, I feel like Iron Root.
One of them was in a box.
The heck. Anyways, there's only so many boxes in there. I'm like, what the heck?
Or did I just lie?
You might have.
Who's to say?
All right. Number 1. God, could it be Stage Junior? And he's just. I don't think it is.
I'm sorry. I got super major ADHD right now because I have my phone because I had pictures of the bottles, and so of course I scrolled over. And now I'm reading headlines. And this headline struck me. Would Cummins 1,000 horsepower military spec diesel engine fit in your pickup truck? Questions to consider. This thing looks like a truck in of itself, and no, it won't. It's not gonna fit. All right, sorry. Moving on.
I gotta go. It tastes like it's a high rye mash bill. I gotta stick with that. It drinks hot for Blanton's.
Mm-hmm.
Unless it's a weird single barrel Buffalo Trace.
Could be. Could not be.
Hang on.
Who's to say? Not me.
No, it's not that. Bubblegum Stag. I don't think it's Stag. I'm going to say under. It's hot. It is hot, though. Crap. I don't know what it could be.
That's why I picked it. Unfathomable.
It's got the bubblegum.
I stopped picking up on the bubblegum. Not going to lie. Second, third taste. It kind of went away for me.
I don't have any more.
Do you want mine?
Sure.
You have to meet me halfway here.
It could be E.H. Taylor. I forgot about E.H. Taylor.
You forgot about a couple things. Or you could have it right on the head. Who's to say?
It just drinks hotter than Buffalo or Blanton's.
Yeah.
But I don't know what it is.
I'd say just lock in your closest guess. Because odds are you'll never get it right. Because I orchestrated this whole thing.
Probably. I'm going to change it to E.H. Taylor at 100 proof. Just because the proofing is way off.
Foolish choice. Very silly. Very, very silly. All right. You ready?
Yep. So
number 1.
For number 1, I'm going to give you my stuff. This is what I think.
What do you got? Number 1.
Drinks hot.
Yep. So let's just start with the proof.
So
what do you think?
Proof, I said 150%.
150%. Oh, 50% or 100 proof. Yeah,
50%.
Okay. Would you like to know the correct proof before you go?
Buffalo Trace is distillery. E.H. Taylor.
Okay.
It doesn't. I don't know. I'm wrong.
All right. So the proof.
Yep.
107.
Oh, it's close. Oh, it's Weller.
It is.
It does not taste like a weeded.
Weller, the original weeded bourbon.
It doesn't taste weeded.
Antique 107. That was it.
Wow. Doesn't taste weeded.
That was it. You got some practicing to do, my boy.
So hang on. So I got a point for distillery.
Okay.
I don't know what the point. I don't remember what the point system is, but I was close. I was close to the 100
Giving
proof.
Yourself a point.
100 proof. Yeah.
I feel like you deserve it.
I'll give it 2 points for the close.
Okay.
7%.
Yeah.
Or 7 proof. Other than that, Kentucky. I guess Kentucky. So that was a point.
Oh. I think you were writing that down because I didn't remember.
Yep.
All
So
right.
we'll say 3 points. I don't
Okay. 3 points. Number 2. What would you got?
Number 2, I guessed the distillery Iron Root. I said it was Texas, under 7 years. I guessed 115 proof.
Mm-hmm.
So the Iron Root Harbinger is what I guessed.
Okay. You would have thought he was reading my notes because he drank Iron Root Harbinger, 115 proof,
Wow.
Texas, on the money. Was that 5 points? What do they do?
Sure.
Point for proof.
Give 5. I don't know.
Point for
5.
proof.
Yep.
Point for state.
I
Point
don't
for
have that.
bottle.
Yep.
Point for
Headshot of that.
Point for.
Wow.
He didn't say there was a big red R on the bottle, but there is. So minus a point. I don't know how the point system works.
I feel pretty good about that one.
Yeah, I'll give you that. You got her.
Well, and I got like 300 bottles.
We're not done yet.
Okay.
Next one. Number 3.
Okay. So the number 3 I said,
snatch that joy away from you.
I'm thinking no points. Number 3 I said, distillery MGP, state Indiana. I said definitely under 7 years. I said 90 proof, so 45%. And the bottle guess I did, it was Pinhook 4 year.
Okay. So this is from Kentucky.
Okay.
It is from Kentucky. It is 50% or 100 proof.
Jeez.
It is, what are the other thing you said? State proof.
I did. Under 7 years.
I don't have that. We could look. It is a Wilderness Trail.
Oh, it's
bourbon whiskey.
Oh, that one's young. That one might be 4 or 5.
Wilderness Trail. That was the dusty one.
That one was not good.
No, it was kind of characterless. But there we have it.
Actually, I can find the year out. I know what.
Go look at it.
It says it on the bottle.
7 years was your guesstimate?
Yeah, over or under. I said it was under 7. I actually said I thought it was a 4 year Pinhook, so.
I am now host of this podcast. I am in control. So it's story time. Well, he looks that up. He's going to be back very soon, but story time nonetheless. So, friend of mine, Puerto Rico. We got this trash. Okay, go ahead.
It's bottled and bond, so it's minimum 4 years. So it's probably 4 or 5.
Okay, so not 7.
Not 7.
Shameful.
Yep.
We couldn't let Dylan just win completely. He couldn't get points on everything.
That was pretty good. I would say that was.
Yeah. But I'll definitely give it to you.
Yeah.
I didn't want to give it to you for every bottle.
Yeah.
So I'm pleasantly surprised you nailed the Iron Root. Got that one. That was good. First one you got.
Doesn't taste weeded.
Crazy.
Anyways.
Yeah. All right. Story time.
All right.
This is this is a story that I know, but it didn't happen to me. But I thought it was fun nonetheless, so we're going to tell it. So we had this terrible, terrible truck. It was a Mitsubishi Montero. It was green, and the windows didn't work. So when it rained, it would rain in there. So it always smelled like weird, mildewy, like cloth seats from the 2000s. It's terrible. But it wouldn't die. It just kept trucking, wouldn't die. The other guy living there, he had a new Montero he bought. New old Montero. Fancy paint job, surfboard, all sorts of crap. I had to ground tow that new one like 5 times with the old crappy clapped out one. Anyway, friend takes the green Montero, the crappy one, supposedly. Takes it to the other side of the island. And he's staying at this place. I can't remember if it was like a long-term Airbnb or what it was, but he's there for like a month. And he's got major issues with the car. He's trying to meet up for work with another guy and couldn't get the truck to start. Nothing.
Yep.
His neighbor, super shady dude. Very weird guy. Like, pretty sure he was a drug dealer. All sorts of sketchy stuff. This friend, he looks up, the location of mechanic. Of course, it's a Sunday. So what would a mechanic be doing on Sunday? He was drunk at like 11 a.m. Super drunk.
As one does.
Sleeping in his garage. Yeah. So he couldn't get the dude to wake up. It didn't want to talk to him. So he's like, great. And then he goes back and he runs into his neighbor, this super sketchy dude. His neighbor's kind of asking him what's going on. And my friend tells him, he's like, well, this truck won't start. I'm stuck here. I got to get to work. I gotta do all this stuff. He's like, well, did you talk to the mechanic? I
Yep.
was like, yeah, he's, I can't talk to him. He's not in a talking state. He's like, give me a minute. He steps away and he makes like 2-3 phone calls. And he's like, all right, he's ready for you right now. Let's go. So he's like, oh, okay. All right. We'll head over there. And the mechanic is up and he's very friendly and immediately looks at the truck, starts working on it right away, gets it fixed up. I don't even know if he charged him. He didn't even hardly charge him. This is a pretty sketchy area. Like there was gunshots at night, all sorts of drug stuff going on. And, he drives off to work and doesn't really think anything of it. And he basically finds out that this dude, the neighbor, is like a drug lord.
Yeah.
Small time in this
small
area.
Town drug lord.
Yeah.
But
lord. Like, he's the guy you talk to
He's
get things to happen.
You want to hand me that Treaty Oak bottle by the TV? Like, well, I'm going to end on that. If you want some, you can have it.
Yeah, I'll take someone here. All right, when you're done pouring. But yeah, so he finds out that this neighbor that he had for like a month and a half, he's like the Pablo Escobar of this neighborhood. It was kind of funny. It's like, I didn't shoot him. He just helped him out with his mechanic trouble.
A good small town drug lord.
Yeah, that was a sketchy neighborhood though.
Yeah. Yeah, you were down there for what, 6 months?
Yeah, something like that.
Something like
I had so much
stuff.
So much stuff happened that I can't even hardly remember half of it.
Mm-hmm.
There's just too much stuff.
Because you were down there doing like remodel crap, right?
Yeah, we're working on this building.
Yeah.
And it was a nightmare.
Yeah.
You'd have like sewer gas coming up out of everywhere.
How come you couldn't have been, you should have been somewhere like Barbados,
Barbados would be cool.
Yeah. Well, like we could go visit the Foursquare distillery.
That would have, well, we got Bacardi in Puerto Rico.
Bacardi's
Bacardi
evil.
And what is the other dude? Shoot. What is the other one?
Captain.
Nope.
Nope.
No.
Not Morgan?
Man, no. Man, I'm totally blanking.
Is it?
I gotta look it up. It's Puerto Rican. It's not
Puerto Rican.
as big as what you're thinking. Yeah, Bacardi is evil. Bacardi's terrible.
Yeah.
We
had a rum episode, Nick. Had some good 17-year-old rum. Have you tried that one yet?
I've tried a few.
Oh, it's so good. I found another one. Liquor Boy found me another one. I'm gonna have to edit that.
Don Q.
I've heard of
Don Q. That's the other Puerto Rican one. That's the one all the Puerto Ricans drink. Everybody drinks Don
Q. That's what we got at Toll.
Yeah. Where did that go?
It's upstairs.
Oh.
We got it from My Ties. I haven't touched it.
Yeah. It's not bad. It's decent.
Yeah. Do they have other ones?
A lot of flavored stuff.
Nothing aged?
Probably not.
Oh.
It's very much like a bar booze, cheap.
Right.
It's
a silver rum type stuff.
Silver rum.
Okay.
But yeah, that's the one everybody down there drinks.
Oh, cool.
I also had a beer. It's called Medaya.
Not to be confused with Modelo.
No, it's MED.
Medaya.
ALLA. Medaya. Or IALLA. Medaya.
Yeah.
And it's cheaper. It's cheaper than water. And if you didn't drink it immediately after you got it out of the fridge, it was almost undrinkable.
That's the mark of quality.
So skunky. Just terrible.
Well, you got to drink. You got to keep, hydrated. You got to drink it quick.
Yes.
So
but it was probably low enough proof where it probably did hydrate you more than it did dehydrate you.
Yeah. Well, that proof is like 2% to 4%, I think is what we looked up.
Yeah. So it's probably in there 3.
Solid 3.
It was like 3 something, maybe 4. It might have been 4.
That's what you drink to put roofs up.
Yes.
Yeah.
Gotcha. It's a working man's beer. I'm getting stuff done today. That's what you do.
I need a beer, but I'm gonna get stuff done. What's Hams?
Yeah. Hams is just it's just not as good.
It's the Midwest equivalent. But what's the percentage on Hams?
Oh, I think it's like 4 something.
Oh, is she hefty?
Hams is actually so much better than Medaya. It's not even joking. It's so much better.
Yeah.
They don't have. Do they not have to print?
It might be something on the box.
It's tiny print. 4.7.
Oh, is she hefty?
4.7.
Yeah, 4.7.
It's in the magic zone.
Wow.
Where it's just a little bit dehydrating.
Right.
That's where you want to be.
It'll take you a lot.
Yeah, it'll delay it as long as possible.
Delay it. Well, we're getting to the time where some would consider this to be extended format podcasting.
Yes. Yeah. Fair.
So I think we're gonna wrap this up. I'm gonna call this a good, C plus range
For
is
what?
I did for my test. The test I did. My ability, my proof hound, my
When you're good, you're good.
when you're good, you're good.
And when you're not,
I've had to tell people that I am in training, and this is why I am
when you say it
doing
like that,
what I
it
do.
makes you seem sped.
Sped. God dang it, I forgot about sped.
In training,
he
says.
Yeah. I gotta get ready. The 27th.
I'm in training.
The 27th, I have a competition.
Just say I am training.
I am training.
There's
gonna be
25
5 contestants.
Oh.
All competing. There's gonna be 5.
25 elite
athletes.
These are men that can run for a distance.
Yes.
But man, can they identify whiskeys.
Yep. Oh boy.
Yeah.
But there's 25. Okay. There's going to be 5 samples that you have to identify, like we did today, except the only addition is going to be like questions like, what's a secondary mash bill? And you're going to have to guess that. Well, we didn't have that.
Is it limited to a certain distiller? Is it just
bourbon?
Whatever. Just bourbon.
Yeah.
Just bourbon.
That's why I'm scared. There's 5.
Should be.
Options.
Do you think they're going to pick more known bourbons?
I don't know.
Or are they just going to totally sideblind people?
Well, that's what I'm worried about.
Blindside.
Because, I mean, they do a ton of single barrel picks. So they could be doing a ton of off the wall profiles. Like this is just one that it could be a Knob Creek profile that just tastes weird.
Here's our store pick that is special because of this.
Yep. And you're like,
you never would have guessed it because you've never had it before.
Right.
And cool.
So, I have absolutely no idea what I'm going to do. Hopefully we do some more of these.
Hope that works out.
We'll find out. But that's going to do it for this episode of the Whiskey House Pub House. Give us a like. Follow us on Spotify and Instagram. And we'll see you next time.
Yeah, we got to sign out with a song. You are my fire, the one desire.